Africa, a continent brimming with potential, rich in resources, culture, and human spirit. Yet a dark cloud hangs over this vibrant tapestry: corruption. It's a story we know too well. It's the reason why schools crumble, hospitals lack medicine, and basic services remain a distant dream for many. But this isn't about dwelling on the negatives. This is about understanding the root of the problem, facing it head on, and ultimately celebrating the resilience of a continent determined to forge a brighter path. From the bustling streets of Lagos to the rolling hills of Rwanda, the fight against corruption is a story of David versus Goliath. It's the ordinary citizen standing up to powerful forces, demanding accountability and transparency. And you know what? They're making a difference. This is Africa's story. A story of struggle, yes, but also of hope, resilience, and the unwavering belief in a better tomorrow. To truly understand corruption in Africa, we need to take a trip back in time. Let's rewind to the era of colonialism, a period that left an indelible mark on the continent. European powers carved up Africa like a birthday cake, drawing borders with little regard for existing ethnic groups or cultural sensitivities. This division and conquer strategy wasn't just about land grab, it was about control.
And how do you control a people? You exploit existing power structures. Colonial authorities often empowered local chiefs and leaders, often those who were most willing to play by their rules. These individuals were granted authority, often with little oversight. This created a breeding ground for corruption. These local collaborators became the middlemen, enriching themselves while turning a blind eye to the exploitation of their own people. The seeds of corruption were sown.
Let's zoom in on Nigeria, Africa's most populous nation. Under British rule, the system of indirect rule reigned supreme. Traditional rulers, often with little prior experience in governance, were thrust into positions of power. They became the face of British administration, collecting taxes, enforcing laws, and maintaining order. But this system came at a cost.
These appointed chiefs, often beholden to their colonial masters, often resorted to exploitative practices to enrich themselves and maintain their newfound status. Fast forward to present-day Nigeria, and the legacy of this system is still felt. Corruption is deeply entrenched in the political and economic fabric of the nation. From oil theft on an industrial scale to bribery being a part of everyday life, the fight for transparency feels like an uphill battle.
Now let's journey south to South Africa. After enduring the brutal system of apartheid, a system built on racial segregation and oppression, South Africa emerged with a sense of hope. But the transition to a democratic society wasn't without its challenges. Corruption, which had flourished under the apartheid regime, found new avenues to thrive.
The era of state capture under former President Jacob Zuma cast a long shadow over the nation. This systemic form of corruption involved the influencing of state institutions, policies, and decision-making processes to benefit private interests, often linked to Zuma and his allies. The consequences were devastating. Public funds meant for development were siphoned off, undermining service delivery and eroding public trust.
Section 5, Kenya, land grabs, and the price of progress. Our final stop takes us to East Africa, to the land of the Maasai Mara, Kenya. During British colonial rule, vast tracts of land were appropriated from indigenous communities and given to European settlers.
This land grabbing, often conducted through dubious means, created a system where access to land and resources became skewed. This historical injustice laid the foundation for future corruption.
Fast forward to present-day Kenya, and land issues remain a major source of corruption. Illegal land grabbing, often involving powerful individuals and politicians, continues to disenfranchise communities and fuel conflict.
The fight for land rights is intertwined with the fight for accountability and transparency.
Section 6. The price of corruption, a continent held back. Corruption's toll on Africa is undeniable. It's a thief that steals opportunity, stifles development, and perpetuates inequality. Imagine a school where textbooks are scarce because funds meant for education have vanished into thin air. Picture a hospital where life-saving medicines are unavailable because someone decided to line their pockets instead. This is the reality for millions across Africa. Corruption robs nations of their potential, leaving citizens disillusioned and distrustful of those in power. It widens the gap between the rich and the poor, creating a cycle of poverty that is difficult to break. Section 7, a glimmer of hope, the fight for transparency. But amidst this bleak landscape, a glimmer of hope emerges. Across Africa, a new generation is rising. They are tech-savvy, connected, and unafraid to challenge the status quo. They are demanding accountability, transparency, and good governance. From the streets of Dakar to the universities of Cape Town, young people are raising their voices against corruption.
They are using technology to expose wrongdoing, organize protests, and hold their leaders accountable. They are the ones demanding a seat at the table, pushing for reforms that promote transparency and good governance. Their energy is infectious, their commitment unwavering.
Section 8, the power of the people, grassroots movements, and citizen action. The fight against corruption is not just confined to the digital realm. Across Africa, grassroots organizations and civil society groups are working tirelessly to expose corruption, advocate for reforms, and empower citizens. They are the watchdogs, the whistleblowers, and the champions of accountability.
These organizations understand that the fight against corruption starts at the local level. They are working to educate communities about their rights, providing legal aid to victims of corruption, and monitoring government spending. They are the unsung heroes working quietly but effectively to bring about change.
Section 9, towards a brighter future, embracing accountability and integrity. The journey to a corruption-free Africa is a marathon, not a sprint. It requires a collective effort, a commitment from both citizens and leaders to embrace transparency, accountability, and integrity. It's about strengthening institutions, promoting good governance, and empowering citizens to hold their leaders accountable. Africa's story is one of resilience, of overcoming adversity. The fight against corruption is not just about eradicating a problem, it's about building a better future for generations to come. It's about unleashing the continent's true potential, creating a society where every citizen has the opportunity to thrive. And that, my friends, is a fight worth fighting. Now that you've read and you've heard what is being said about the power of the elite and how impacted they are in making decisions for us, when we target just the government, the people that have been put in power, they're not really empowered. They are empowered by the elite. They are empowered by money. Now, of course, some of them are of the elite class, but their strength comes in the number of them, the rest of the elite in the country. And what it is just like has been said on this video. It has been said that the elite have a stronghold on what happens to us. And we have to do something about it. Because they're in a situation where they're telling you, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. But they got the straps and you can't pull yourself up because they have control. And it's profitable for them to keep you impoverished. Can you believe that? Those people that you see photos of and they are flying here and flying there and having a good time, that they really don't give a you know what about you. Now you can keep on praying that God sent it from heaven and He sent it from heaven, but I think they're catching it. The blessings that are being sent down, they evidently are catching it first, and then they're doling them out to you. They get the blessing, and then they pass to you whatever they want to pass. But that's not the way it is, really. But that's the way it seems. But one of the things you can do is if you protest, they can shoot you. But there is a way to get them in the pocket. And you can touch their pockets. If you lock up Nigeria, not by protesting, but just not by going to work, riding a bus. If you refuse to go to the store that day or 2 days, you bring a strike on the economy, then that touches them because, you know, money is what that's important to them. It's money. It is money. And you little people, you people have the strength. But are you willing to really do it? Now, there's some people willing to sacrifice their lives through protests because they really desire the freedom that you're entitled to and the money that you're entitled to because you are in a very rich country. But can you go on a fast? What I mean by a fast is you fast from going to the store, fast from getting gas, fast from doing a whole lot of things, going to restaurants or whatever. But you just go on a fast. If enough of us do it, we will have an impact that will make a difference because we will show our power. Our power might not be in military strength. Our power might not be in government strength. Our power might not be in police force strength, but our power is in their pocketbook. So let's hit their pocketbook. Let's do something that makes a determination. They're using their pocketbook against us. So let's use our pocketbook against them. And let's break this chain of neocolonialism, slavery, and colonialism. Let's break the chain. These are people on the inside. I'm not talking about the people on the outside. We can handle them if we get in control, the people on the inside. All right. Hey, I hope you understand. Give me some comments. Let me have your thoughts. This is serious. It means our life. We have to make a change. Marching does something for a little while. But whenever we march, they always regroup and find another way around to do the various things that they've been doing all along. In fact, the day you march, they make money. Yeah. But if you stay home, if you keep your money in your pocket for at least 2-3 days, that has a big impact on them. A great impact. And that they will see that you're serious. Okay? Yeah. And they can't shoot you for not going out to buy something. They can't shoot you for keeping your money in your pocket. They can't shoot you for not going to work. They can't shoot you for that. And you don't need a permit to do that. Nah. So they have no way they can call their military out on you. They have no way they can call the police force out on you and tell you they'll kill you if you don't go to work. They can't do that. So, hey, let's get it together. Let's get serious about this thing. We the people. Yeah. Okay. Hey, this is Janetta. And if you like me, let me know something. You got comments? Please tell me what you're thinking. And you need to share it because everybody doesn't know what you're finding out today. And they need to know it. They need to hear it. They need to hear it. What is our real problem? They say corruption, but it's deeper than corruption. Let's just say it might be legal corruption or legal restraint, keeping you impoverished. Can you imagine that they're keeping you impoverished? Yeah, by design. Because the less you make, the more they take. Okay, talk to you real soon. Ooh, my ooh. Ooh, yeah. Hey, this is Janetta, and you're watching Africa Speak.